Hello, and welcome to Section 1.6, Introduction to Solving Equations. First, take a look at some of the properties that we have. We've got reflexive, symmetric, transitive, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and substitution. Please make sure that you take note of these different types of properties. And if you have to, you can go ahead and pause this video at any time in order to write anything down. Reflexive, symmetric, and transitive are three properties that you've seen from geometry. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division are just kind of our standard properties, things that we do mainly with any type of number that you've done before, just has a property name. And then, of course, substitution property, plugging one thing in for another. Equations with variables on one side, take you through these types of steps. I know that some people would like to distribute the -2 first, but I'm going to show you that you can actually divide by -2 first in this case. Get x minus 4 is equal to -6. Add 4 to both sides. And then you get x is equal to -2. To double check yourself with these, you can always plug the answer back in to make sure that it makes sense. For instance, -2 times -2 minus 4 equals 12. -2 times -6 is equal to 12. So 12 is equal to 12. So seeing that that works, this makes this your answer. Again, checking your work is very, very nice feature whenever you're solving. Over here, I will have to distribute first. I've got m plus 5m minus 5 equals 7. I'm going to combine 6m minus 5 equals 7. Add 5 to both sides. 6m equals 12. And then I'm going to divide by 2. Or, I'm sorry, divide by 6. I just gave you the answer. M is equal to 2. Once again, it doesn't matter how many m's you have. You can always do your little check. 2 plus 5 times 2 minus 1 equals 7. 2 plus 5 times 1 equals 7. 2 plus 5, that does equal 7. So we're good. Sample number 3. Notice here, you'd think that you wouldn't have to distribute, but you actually do have to distribute the negative. So we have 8y minus 2y plus 3 equals 9. This gives you 6y plus 3 equals 9. We'll subtract 3 from both sides, and we have 6y equals 6. Divide by 6. We have y is equal to 1. Once again, if you want to, you can check your work. Go through and do the check. This is going to give me 8 times 1 minus 2 times 1 minus 3 equals 9. So 8 minus 2 minus 3 equals 9. 8 minus 1, or 8 minus -1, sorry, is equal to 9. So 9 is equal to 9. Sometimes equations contain fractions. It's easiest whenever you can find a common denominator and multiply by that denominator. For instance, 3 and 2 give me 6. 6 is what we call my common denominator. So if I multiply this all by 6, just to kind of show you how this all works, end up with 12x over 3 plus 6x over 2 equals 42, which then can be simplified into 4x plus 3x equals 42, 7x equals 42, and then x equals 6. Once again, you can check your work on this. It should pan out that it all works whenever you put the 6 in. If you don't want to put the 6 in on the top, okay, notice where I'm highlighting here. You can actually kind of crisscross out your bottoms if you want. Take a look at example number 5. Example number 5, 5 and 15, what number do they have in common? That's one of the first things that we're looking at. And if you see, both 5 and 15, the greatest common factor between them is going to be 15. I'm going to distribute throughout. 15 over 5 will give me 3. And then 3 and 15 is 45W over 15 is equal to 60 over 5. So if you notice, you can actually simplify first, like I had said before. 15 over 5, that gives you 3. 15 divided by 15, really this is going to come back out to 3W, just without any bottom. And then 60 divided by 5 is 12. 15 divided by 5 is 3, so 4 times 3 gives me 12. So you rewrite up here, 3W equals 12. I'm going to subtract 3W from both sides. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. So then I get 3W is equal to 9. Divide by 3. W is equal to 3. Sometimes equations will also have variables on both sides. We want to make sure that we combine like terms first, move all the x's or y's or anything that you're working with over to one side. So for instance, I'm just going to make this negative 6x plus 8 is equal to, this is 1 minus 7, so 1, negative 7, so negative 6x plus 10. If I add 6x to both sides to get those to work, this is going to be 8 is equal to 10. Whoa, we just canceled out all of our x values, all of our variables. And we found out that 8 is equal to 10. But is that true? No. 8 cannot equal 10. So whenever you get a system like this, this is what we would call no solution. This is one of those very few instances where all the variables cancel out and you're just left with numbers. The numbers don't equal up, we call it no solution. If they do equal, though, we call it infinite solutions. That means that we can plug in any value we wanted into for the variable, and it would give us the same solution on each side. Let's take a look at example number 7. Example number 7 here. I've got 8 minus 4x equals negative 4x plus 8. I'm going to add 4x to both sides. I get 8 is equal to 8. Okay. Once again, if 8 is equal to 8, because all the variables canceled out, this is what we could say as infinite solutions. For our answer. Let me highlight these. Taking a look at number 8. I've got a variable on both sides, so I'm actually going to subtract the 2a over first. And if you notice, whenever I do have that 2a, I'm looking at this equation, 2 is my smaller number. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to subtract over the smaller number, and that way I don't have to worry about the negatives, worry about working with any negatives. See if my pen here will work. Just like class, sometimes my pen likes to take a little break. There it is. So subtract 2a. I get 9 plus 3a is equal to 9. Subtract 9. 3a is equal to 0. Divide by 3. A is equal to 0. We still have a variable, So just so happens that our answer ends up being 0. Example number 9, I'm going to distribute first to both of these. The reason that I distribute is because that minus 6 out here is kind of off in limbo. So 3 times 5 gives me 15x minus 6 minus the other 6 is equal to 24x plus 24. I combine my terms. I end up with 15x minus 12 is equal to 24x plus 24. 15 is my smaller number here, so I'm going to subtract 15x from both sides. End up with negative 12 is equal to 9x plus 24. And then I'm going to subtract 24. So negative 36 is equal to 9x. Divide by 9, x is equal to negative 4. Again, if I go too fast for you, or you might not have caught something the first time, you can always pause, rewind the video. Pretty nice feature. And then 2, I would check that negative 4. I'd plug it back into the equation, make sure it works. Last question for today. Vaughn pays $52.35 a month for his cable bill, and an additional $1.99 for each streamed movie. Gail pays $40.32 a month for her cable bill, and an additional $2.49 for each streamed movie. Who has the better deal? Justify your choice. Well, let's take a look at Devon. Devon, there it is. He pays $52.35 a month plus $1.99 for each streamed movie. Gail pays $40.32 a month plus $2.49 per movie. If we want to find out who has the better deal, first we should set them both equal to find out how many streamings it would take for them to both have the same amount. And then I would plug in maybe one number above in order to determine whose bill might be less. So let's do that. Once again, can you please work? You can do this. Sorry about this, guys, boys and girls. Give me a second. There it is. Okay. So D2 plus 1.99x equals 40.32 plus 2.49x. I'm going to start by subtracting the 1.99. I think this is one that's acting up and telling me that it's almost done for the day. 1.99x. So I'm going to have 52.35 equals 40.32 plus 0.5x. So I'm going to subtract 40.32. $12.03 is equal to 0.5x. And divide this by 0.5. Those of you that might need your calculator, can use it. You should end up with x equals, I think I get the tiniest break from one note. X equals 24.06. Okay, so at approximately 24 movies is what we call the break-even point. Now what we'll want to do is we'll want to take and maybe find out how much it'll cost for each of them if we let x equal 25. So divide 52.35 plus 1.99 times 25. And then Gail. Right into Bonzian. I'm sorry. Gail had 40.32 plus 2.49 times 25. Let's go ahead and figure out what those would be. I've got Devon at $102.01. And I've got Gail at $102.57. Not super big margin, but I would say that if more than 24 movies are watched, Vaughn has the better deal. So if he has the better deal, if more than 24 movies are watched, then if less than 24 movies are watched, Gail has the better deal. Thanks for joining me today. Pen issues and all. Please make sure to complete the corresponding homework for 1.6. Again, if you want to go back through this video at any time, feel free to. If you want to pause it, fast forward through certain parts, rehear explanations, you're more than welcome to. Please feel free to reach out to me as well with any questions that you might have from this class.